Hello and welcome to another episode of the In Between podcast. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Hello and welcome to another episode of the In Between podcast with your host as always, Kyle McLemore. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for tuning in, and before we get too far along in the pod, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, as it's much appreciated, and it definitely helps us stay alive here at Mom's Garage Studios. Thank you so much for tuning in. How are you guys doing now that we're approaching the midpoint of December? That's right, it's breezing on by. Have you put up those Christmas lights yet? My God. I'm not sure if the audio picks up, because usually this mic does a pretty good job of picking up just my voice, but my goodness, the studio is rocking today with the gale force winds that are coming off of those Santa Anas. My goodness, it is all kinds of breezy today, which makes it all the more difficult putting up those Christmas lights. Have you done it already? Have you still not done it? Is the wife and kids getting on you to get them lights up? It's gonna be New Year's before you even do it. Shut up, you old bed. We got the Christmas lights up. Luckily did it before this windstorm hit, so... But that doesn't mean that we're out of trouble yet. Got out this morning to walk that dog, and I couldn't help but notice that a lot of my lights are getting loosey-goose with this hardcore wind. Starts just shaking a little bit, and then more, and then shaking the staples loose. So I had to run out there and staple everything down, which is going to make it even more fun when I take down those lights later, now that everything's quadruple stapled. Gotta fight the wind, fight those Santa Anas that are blowing, that are howling. But got those Christmas lights up and not too much else, like one inflatable. And we see those houses that are like really lit up, the ones you can see from space. Geez, how big is that electrical bill? How much free time do you have to commit to not just like you gotta untangle everything, you gotta check all the bulbs, you gotta coordinate how you're gonna hang everything, the amount of staples you're burning through. Christmas time, what a wonderful time. Have you gotten your tree yet? No tree yet. Gonna see if I can strap it to the top of my electric vehicle, or perhaps throw down the back seat and jam it inside. I think either way, put it on top or inside. Got enough room to get a nice medium to large tree. I think medium's probably the way to go. Christmas time. Has anybody finished their Christmas shopping yet? Now that the clock is ticking closer to midnight. Christmas Eve. Taking every second closer and closer. You get all your Christmas shopping done. Shopaholic. It's not Christmas if you ain't out there burning your credit and debit card, right? Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, it's a real fine line of like that Christmas spirit and then that Christmas spending spirit, right? Like, I feel like that's really jammed down our throat every holiday season, is make sure you buy stuff. Make sure you buy stuff, otherwise no one will love you. Don't you know love is measured in stuff? Did you get enough stuff for Christmas, you know? I think that really hit me when I saw that John Travolta commercial. You see that? Okay, first of all, there's a lot of things going on with that John Travolta commercial where he's like Santa. Total callback to Saturday Night Fever, which is interesting, right? It's John Travolta, Saturday Night Fever. How small is the window of people that are like, oh, John Travolta, Saturday Night Fever? That window's got to be shrinking, right? Anybody literally 1 year or younger than myself don't get it. Because, like, I know the reference only. And you know what? I've never sat and watched Saturday Night Fever. Or the sequel. I know there's a sequel, but I don't even know the title. I've never physically sat and watched, but I know that, just through other media like Airplane, I think they do the Saturday Night Fever thing in Airplane, or even like a Goofy movie, dude. There's a part where he's like, staying alive with Bigfoot. So never sat and watched Saturday Night Fever. It's Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta when he still had hair. But never sat and watched it, but I know what it is. I know it stars John Travolta, and he's like a disco dude. Right? That's the whole movie. He's just a disco dude. Or at least that's the movie to me, because I'll never watch it, and it's too late now. So when you see the commercial, it's like, oh, okay, doing a total spoof on Saturday Night Fever, right? But it's Santa. But then it's like a double-edged sword, because it's like, this commercial, it's a credit card commercial, and it's all about spending, dude. It's just John Travolta walking through New York, just swiping that credit card left and right, even though he's Santa. And it's just like this weird line, this weird line of like too much consumerism. This weird line of like, what even is Christmas, dude? What has it even become? Is it even about like the family time, right? Is it even about being together? Or is it just about the stuff? Did you get enough stuff? Did you give enough stuff? Did people acknowledge the stuff you gave? It's all about the Christmas stuff. But, the clock is ticking. Each second brings us closer and closer. And I got a lot of shopping to do still. Not even close to being done. And yet, the clock don't stop for nobody. Luckily, I still have a little bit of time, and I think I should be able to squeeze it all together, start clicking on that express shipping button, or just do the old blame the mail. Oh man, I totally said it was gonna be here like way before Christmas, and then I got this, U.S. Postal says it's delayed. Not really, but thanks, Post Office, for taking the blame. United States Post Office, we're here. We're here to back up your lie about, buying those presents really late. Just blame it on us. Stuck in transit. Snowstorm or something. Blame the post office if it's going to be a little bit late. But what else is new with you guys? This might be the final really long hair pod. Because I think I'm at my wit's end with it, dude. I think I'm finally about to just chop it myself if I don't find somebody soon. Or I just gotta commit to just going somewhere, dude. At the end of the day, if it's gotta be Supercuts, if it's gotta be some dude on a street corner with a rusty pair of scissors, it's gonna happen. I've actually even considered doing the Mononoke. Dude. I remember sitting, cause I saw it in theater, and there's a part where he has a long pony like this, and he just pulls it up, and he gets a knife and just ka-ching, and then just lets it fall. I might just Mononoke this hair, dude. I might just Mononoke it up, just do a cool samurai chop, and see where the hair falls. But definitely gonna chop it soon. Definitely got to, because boy oh boy is it too much, dude. First of all, dude, can't be the long hair guy, right? Can't be the long hair. At a certain age, it's I don't want to be the dude with the long hair, right? Or at least not the dude with the crazy long hair. Where am I at? I'm past, I don't even have to reach that far, dude. I'm way past half back. Way past half back on the hair. But I gotta get rid of it, man, because it's just too annoying. First of all, purposely having it down right now just to let it kind of chill, because this is actually a rare thing when I get to let it just hang loose and just be what it is. Because when I'm at work, gotta have it up, gotta have it in a bun. And I'm pretty sure tying it up in a tight bun is not helping with the receding hairline, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the fact that I gotta have it like tied up and tight for like the entire day, 12 hours, sits to sits, up in a bun, there's no way that's helping the hairline, dude, right? And then even when it's like down or in a pony, it's just always pulling on the hairline, which can't possibly be good. And then you want to talk about just slowly over the years of just building irritation, of just building and building, and then finally just snapping, dude. I am at the razor's edge because anytime I want to move anything, my head in any kind of way, it's going to get pulled on in some way. Dude, sleeping? Dude, you want to talk about sleeping? I can't roll over my head without doing like a full flip it to the other side. Flip it to the other side. Like, God, dude, I've actually like hurt my neck like 3 different times when I've woken up in the middle of the night and I have to like whip it to get to the other side. And I'm like, oh, well, I just kinked my neck because of this fucking hair. Does it look fantastic? Yeah, well, nobody's arguing that, but it's one of those things where it can't last forever. And also at a certain age, it's like, dude, come on. At the shoulders is cool, but any longer than that, it's like, dude, what are you, like one of those hippie dudes from the 60s that just like never let it go? And like I said, I don't even get to let it hang down most of the time. Like 70% of my day-to-day, it's up in a bun, 70 or more. But that's the thing, is just, committing to a haircut place, looking forward to donating, not looking forward as much to the donation process, which includes just mailing it, throw it in a bag and just mail it, which to me is like a little bit disappointing. I want to see the person, right? I want to, oh man, I want to go to the children's hospital and find the baldest kid in there and just like, oh, you want some hair? And just wind up like a MLB pitcher, dude, and just whack. Big old thing of hair. Bam, there's your hair. You're welcome. Run out the window. See you in a few years when my hair's longer. Come back. There you go. No, of course not. But it still is a little bit lame that the only way you can donate is just like, yeah, you throw it in a bag and you mail it to Florida. Mail it in a bag and just toss it in the mailbox and just hope it gets there and just hope that it arrives. And then you get like a thank you letter. You just get like a little note back. Thanks for the hair. Thanks for the years of hair. Like, at least make it like a... What was that thing? It's like you could like get like a pen pal. Remember that? Like, when you guys ever had pen pals in school? I think they did it for like a week, where it's like you picked a person, place, or something, and like I remember trying. It's a pretty cool idea. Get like a pen pal from a different country, and I just remember writing the letter and like never getting a letter back. Just being like, dang. I guess kids in New Zealand are not so great at mailing back, or maybe it just wasn't cool enough for you, kid from Chile or wherever I sent my letter. Kid from Italy, no reply. Or just maybe got lost in the mail. Like my hair, losing hair in the mail. How lame would that be if I sent it and never even made it? That's why I would love to just go in person and just, pow, there's your hair. Throw it and stitch like a mustache. Bam! You just got yourself a sweet handlebar mustache. Courtesy of this guy. Different kind of coffee today. I know that if you're a usual watcher, it's usually the Americano. Iced, of course, Americano. Just black. But every once in a while, you can only get so many points, and you finally got to use them on something, so decided, do something a little sweeter. This cold brew cookie batter kind of thing or whatever. And I can already tell what's going to happen, dude. You know what this is? This is like 200 something calories of just acne, dude, of just like all over my face is gonna be breaking out. Because I just wanted to drink a half a gallon of sugar. Like that's all I think of. I've been so mentally like on the run of just black coffee, like nothing, no calories, just caffeine, baby. I forget what it was. I heard somebody say, you eat your calories, don't drink your calories. Wouldn't you rather eat your calories rather than just drink them? And so that's what I think about this. This is like a full double cheeseburger. Like I could have like a full double cheeseburger instead of this insane cookie butter cold brew, brown sugar, cookie butter. Oh, you should have seen it. It's like a solid that much of just like foam or cream or whatever. It's like, ugh. I mean, it's not bad. It's always nice to mix it up and taste a little sweetness to break away from that bitter Americano. But, you know, if you're going for just energy, if you're going for calorie free, just get that black coffee. But, you know, it's okay to remember what it's like to taste a little sweetness every once in a while. And like the more every sip, I'm just like, oh, just wait for that big old pimple later. Oh, just wait, it's coming. Acne, even though I'm approaching middle age, it never stops. Puberty that never stops, ever. But what else is new? Got the Game Awards that came out, or GTA finally dropping that trailer. Oh boy, and it's looking pretty tasty. Gonna have to finally upgrade my system. I've been rocking the Xbox One for quite some time, and not only are we upgrading, we don't flip over, we flipping back to Sony. Yeah, their movies are terrible, but they got some good video games. That's why I switched back to the PlayStation. Because just too many exclusives, dude. Too many exclusives that I'm missing out on. Spider-Man, God of War, Last of Us, all sorts of other stuff that I've never gotten to play because of my Xbox. But, you know, eventually I don't gotta rush because I think even though the tease of GTA dropped, it's still not coming out for a full year. But, you know, at least there is some light at the end of the tunnel. At least we do finally have a actual physical date to look forward to. And then if I didn't need another reason, other big news is the tease on that new Monster Hunter as well. Which, oh yeah, I mean, Monster Hunter World, is that the last one that came out on the actual console? That one was good. That one was good. Is it different from the one on the Switch? Yeah. Yeah, it totally is. The Switch one is different, and the Switch one's good. That one's good too. Man, that one's like really good. And this new one is probably going to blow my tits off, dude. It's probably going to blow me away even more than the GTA. No, not really. I think GTA is going to be insane, dude. GTA, I can't even imagine what it's going to be, dude. It's in Florida, so you just have the whole state of Florida, I imagine. I read this one thing. It seemed rather intriguing. It's like as you go around and, you know, be like GTA and just mess around and shoot stuff and cause chaos, other NPCs in the game, like the other people that live in the game, are gonna like just like randomly be filming you, so that later when you're on the news or whatever, you'll have like NPC people like filming you, like, whoa, look at this guy with this machine gun. Like, that's like a pretty cool idea that like the NPC of the world are gonna be like so aware that they're gonna pull out their phone and start recording you, which is like pretty realistic with the real world, right? Looking forward to it. It looks great. It was all like cutscene action, but from what they from the way they described it, they're like, yeah, even though those are like cutscenes, that's how it's going to look in the entire game, like when you're just playing. Really looking forward to seeing that in action. As far as the Game Awards, I think Baldur's Gate was the big winner on that one. Baldur's Gate, like the D&D game, that looks amazing, that looks really fun, that I can't play unless I upgrade my system. But it looks fun, looks cool. I mean, Game of the Year, must be something to it. Yeah, but the Game Awards came and gone. New Monster Hunter. Got like a chocobo thing going. Got like a Final Fantasy big old chicken that you ride on. And like it flies and got some sweet chocobo action to look forward to on that new Monster Hunter. I was trying to think of what the other winners were. I think Street Fighter won like as best fighter, beating Mortal Kombat. I'm actually, this is actually one of the first Mortal Kombats I haven't gotten for a while, and it's because I do the same thing. It's like I get Mortal Kombat, it's really cool for like a week, and then after that, I'm just like, all right, over it, dude. It's so over it instantly, because it's just like, not too big on the replay value. You can only like, do the story thing so many times, get all the character endings, I guess. It becomes kind of repetitive. And then it's like, I can't play online, dude. Can't play Mortal Kombat online. Are you insane? As a person who can only commit like an hour or two to Mortal Kombat, like maybe 3 hours in a week if I really like commit to it, there's no way I can keep up with people online, dude. Have you ever tried to play any kind of fighting game online? If you're not balls deep, you're not gonna have fun, dude. You're not gonna even be able to move. I remember the last time I tried to play Mortal Kombat, I was like, hey, let's just check out online. Let's just test our skill level and see where we're at. Where do we rank up? Online. And you know where I rank online? I rank as just a frozen person because I can't move. It's like, ready, fight. And then it's just like an endless combo of my dude just floating in the air, getting annihilated. And then just like your life bar going down and it's like, finish him. And I'm like, well, that was fun. Apparently, if I don't make the right move in the first millisecond of the game, it's just locked in and I'm done, dude. I just remember being like, well, that was fun. What's that meme or whatever? It's like, well, never coming out again. Like, never going online again. It's kind of the same with GTA. I feel like a big thing of GTA is online. But I don't know if I just got unlucky or maybe it's just not my play style, but sometimes it's not fun on GTA either, dude. I remember that was a bit of a turnoff for me. It's like you try to play online, it's the same thing, just getting like constantly annihilated. So it's like not that much fun, especially when people are just like trolling, dude. People are just like going out of their way to murder you for no reason. They're like level 10,000 and I'm like 4. Like raining down on me with like nuclear missiles and stuff, and I dropped like a handgun and pew pew pew. You got no chance, no chance at all. But there's also been a few movies that are out there. You guys catch any of that Godzilla action? Godzilla's coming back in a big way. Not only is Godzilla -1 getting like a ton of good reviews, but we've also got the next Kong Godzilla crossover happening. You guys see that Kong Godzilla trailer? Should we talk about Kongzilla? Kongzilla, or should we talk about -1? -1, this might be like a hot take or an unpopular opinion on -1, but I didn't really like it, dude. I might be the only dude who was kind of like meh about Godzilla -1. Like visually, I can't even say it for like, I can't even say it absolutely. Visually, it's alright. Visually, it's okay. They kind of do this like weird back and forth with Godzilla. Because it's like on the one hand, okay, on the one hand, alright, I understand what you're going for. On the one hand, they're kind of doing like an homage, kind of like a callback to the OG Godzilla, like the actual literal dude in a suit, you know what I mean? Actual Japanese guy in a rubber suit Godzilla. That's the kind of vibe that they go for, like a little callback, because it's like the way his face looks, and then like he also like does like this weird Godzilla like wind-up toy walk, like, and it's just like, okay. Which again is like, I get it, it's very callback to the old school Godzilla, but also they do this weird thing where it's like they mix it, like it's half of like Robotzilla, but then like out of nowhere he'll just like whip and go like super fast, like walking super slow wind-up toy, but then like a plane goes by and he's like going all fast and trying to get it, or like he'll whip his tail around like all fast out of nowhere, and it's like a sudden boost in like visual effects. Overall, right, it's okay. It's also got that thing where there's really no nemesis to Godzilla, if that made sense. There's really no, like, I guess Godzilla is the nemesis. Like, it's just Tokyo versus Godzilla. That's the whole thing. Usually, usually there's another monster that kind of Godzilla takes on, but this was just like, the country of Japan versus Godzilla, which again is like, I don't know. Godzilla's not really doing anything. He's just kind of walking around, and you guys are just lighting him up. So it's like, am I supposed to root for, the death of Godzilla? And it's like, he hasn't really done anything. He's just kind of walking by, and you guys keep blasting him. So, it's okay. It's got like alright effects, but it's like also, dude, this, like, the main guy is so like, dude, like, it's like 2 hours of this guy just being the worst. 2 hours of this guy just being the worst kamikaze pilot in the world, dude. Totally chickens. It's just like over and over of him being like a coward and too scared and like doesn't fulfill his duty and like is basically responsible for so many people dying, dude. So the whole movie is just him being like pathetically cowardice, and then like, the redemption of like, hey, I guess you going kamikaze was kind of the right. You not going kamikaze was kind of the right move, I guess. But it's just like, I don't know. Over 2 hours of just this really, really scared Japanese dude versus Robo-Godzilla. But we have another interpretation of Godzilla to look forward to, Conzilla. I don't even know what what is it called? What was the last one called? Conzilla? Zilla Con? The Conning of the Zilla? I don't know. But it's a sequel. Sequel to that last one where they fought. But then they teamed up. I don't even know. Oh, man. That's how you know a movie is not great, is when I have no idea. I know I saw it, and I can remember snippets, dude. Like, I remember it's like Hollow Earth, right? Which, first of all, is just like, dumb. And then there's like, something about like Kong finding like the throne room of other Kongs or something. That was also like, this is dumb. And then he's got like a weird tomahawk thing. That's all I really remember. I don't remember there being much. And I remember there had to be something, right? Like, I think they fight at first, but then they team up. And that looks like it's going to be the sequel. It's like Bad Boys, except with Godzilla and King Kong, dude. Bad Boys Part 2, Kongzilla. Because literally that's what's missing from the trailer, dude. That's like the one moment is like Godzilla and King Kong just being like, hey. And then doing like the power handshake, dude. Like, yeah. Doing the Predator handshake, dude. Dylan. Godzilla, you son of a bitch. And they do the power handshake, dude. Because like there is a moment in the trailer that's just so like, dude. It's like the moment when like they like run up to each other and they're just like, yeah, and then like they turn and start like they're both running to the camera. And first of all, does anything look more unnatural than a running Godzilla, dude? Godzilla don't run. Godzilla, like if anything, just does like a casual stroll. He's a swimmer. I'll give him that. Make him swim as fast as you want. Kong, go ahead, dude. Kong can run full sprint, but Godzilla with his little arms running, dude, no, it looks weird. But that's like the only part that was missing, dude. You need that power handshake. Godzilla, you son of a bitch. Let's do this. It should be interesting to say. Oh, and then also Pink Godzilla. What's up with the? I'm trying to think if there's ever been like other color. It's usually like a teal-ish, right? Like a bluish teal light. And for some reason, like maybe was there something in? God damn it! There's so many questions that like I have no choice. I got to go back and watch this terrible movie and see if there's any mention of like why he's like pink powered. Is he going Super Saiyan, dude? Is he going I don't even know what that version of Goku is when he goes pink, dude. That's like how out of the loop on DBZ I am. The last Saiyan version I remember is like Ultra Instinct, which is just like more blue. It was like blonde, bluer. And then pink? I don't even know, dude. So it's like maybe Godzilla's going Mega God Saiyan or whatever level. That would be funny too if Godzilla just then just starts powering up, blonde hair. Oh my god, Godzilla's gone Super Saiyan. But I guess I'll have to do a call back on that one. I can't even think of like any actors that were in that movie. I tried to watch that other one, dude. There's been like that's like another sneaky franchise that like you blink and all of a sudden there's like 17 movies. It's the same thing with Kong. I can't even remember. All I know, yeah. I'm getting mixed up on all these Zillas and Kongs, dude. I tried to watch that Godzilla. I think it's called King of the Monsters. The one with the 3 dragon. I tried, dude. I tried and I failed. I failed so bad. And I think that one is like a sequel. Dude, I'm lost in the Zilla sauce, dude. And then the Kong. The only Kong that I kind of remember is Skull Island. Like a little bit? Is that the one with Samuel Jackson? Because if it is, I only remember a tiny bit. I remember the parts that were outrageous. Is that the one with John Goodman? I remember there's a part where like they first show up on the island. It's like it's their arrival and they're just like, wow, look at this island. And then they see Kong and they're like, oh man, we've been here for 2 seconds. Look at that giant King Kong. Open fire! It's like, dude, you guys haven't even landed. You guys haven't even done an expedition. You guys break through the fog and you're just like, wow, boop, 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 boop. We gotta set the tone immediately on this island. We're here and we got machine guns. I just remember being like, wow, that's an interesting way to take your first step into this unknown island and just be like, light them up. But, man, Kong, looking forward to the Godzilla Mega Bro team up. Should be awesome. One of them's got to go down, right? Who's it going to be? Godzilla gets hit and Kong is like, no, I can hold his body. No! Gives him the kiss of life, perhaps. I don't know. Just that part where they turn and Godzilla running towards the camera is just like, ugh. Other stuff we've seen, other things. Finally got to see Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage. Kind of disappointed on that one. I went in ready, dude. I feel like that movie could have been so much more. There's a moment in that movie where they're just like, nah, we're done. And it's just like, what? You were just building towards some really interesting stuff. And they're just like, you know what? I'm over this. Meh. That was exactly what happened in Dream Scenario, dude. It's like this weird phenomena where Nicolas Cage is just popping up in everybody's dreams. And then it becomes this like weird question of like, is he going into everyone's dreams, or is he only going into a few and then everyone's hearing about it, so it's in everyone's subconscious now, and then that's why it's multiplying more. It's like the more people hear about it, the more that it's on their mind, and then that's why he's appearing. So it's like very intriguing. It's like, oh, okay, is this a phenomenon? Is it just like because everyone's talking about it, like a social media thing? Like, what's going on? And then like they do a good job of like making like a few like really intriguing and like creepy as hell scenes, dude. There's a part where he's like a shadow in the corner, dude. It's like some sleep paralysis demon kind of stuff, dude. It looked great. There's some stuff in there that's like, dude, this A24, it's produced by Ari Aster, dude. I was like, dude, this is gonna be a banger. But I'm like literally at the 2/3 point, just as it's like ramping up, dude. It's like first, like, you know, Nicolas Cage is just appearing in the background. He's just like, hey, like not doing anything, and then it starts ramping, dude. It starts like he starts like having nightmares, like really hardcore nightmares. Like people can't even sleep because it's so hardcore. So it's like this film is building and building. You're like, oh, now I'm getting into it. And then it's just like, man, we're over it. It just like is a smash cut to Nicolas Cage, like, and then it stopped. And nobody dreamed about me anymore. The end. And it's just like, ooh, dude. Ew. What happened, dude? You guys were on this roller coaster, dude. We were on this roller coaster, just like cranking up, like, here we go, hands up, whoa, and the ride's over. Right when you get to the crest, and ready, here we go, and please exit the ride to the left. And it's just like, what? Dude, you guys were just cranking it up to 11, and I was in. Really disappointing. But if anything, that speaks to the wonder that is Nicolas Cage, dude. He is so good in that movie. He is so good as this like neurotic professor who's like really pathetic and like just multi-layered, and it's so interesting, dude. When Nicolas Cage, I hope the day never comes when Nicolas Cage finally passes away, but when that day comes, dude, people are gonna look back on his catalog of film and be like, my God, dude, have you, first of all, say what you want, dude. He made some good movies, he made some bad movies, dude. He also made some really bad movies, but you know what you can't say, dude, is that he doesn't commit fully, dude. He goes all in, no matter the role, no matter like what it is, he's in 100%. In this dream scenario, dude, he is so good as this just lame loser professor. Just next level good. But then you can look at him in like, Face Off or National Treasure, Ghost Rider. Dude, the filmography of Nicolas Cage, Raising Arizona. I'm trying to think of ones that are like actually good. Nicolas Cage. If you really start looking back over his like catalog of films, it's just like, dude, this guy is a chameleon, dude. He's like, just goes for it, and I love it, dude. You never get a half Cage performance, you know what I mean? There's never like, I didn't really feel like Nicolas Cage was trying in this movie. I think Nicolas Cage knew this wasn't going to be a good one. He didn't bring his A game. It's like, no, dude. Even when Cage knows it's going to be bad, it's not going to be bad because of me, baby, because I'm bringing my A game to everything. I'm sure that as soon as I end this pod, I'll probably think of like 4 examples of where he doesn't bring his A game. But for right now, dude, nah, dude, I'll stand behind that. Nick Cage brings it to every role he's ever in. Other stuff. Fallout. That was a big thing for a second. Fallout. That's a big thing going on. There's some wheels turning over at Amazon. It was like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Amazon be spending money. Amazon's coming into Amazon's coming into 2024 strong, dude. First of all, Fallout. Now, I've only played a little of Fallout, right? I've only played a tiny bit, but I get the gist, right? It's post-apocalypse, right? There's some kind of nuclear fallout, get it? So years in the future, people are living in like vaults underground, protected from radiation. But then you got other people up on the surface just soaking it in, soaking in that sweet, sweet radiation. Getting all kinds of mutated and weird. So it's like, people come out from underground, they're like, no, my God. Interesting, definitely interesting. And the show, the show visually looks gorgeous. Amazon doesn't hit all the time, but when they hit, dude. And Amazon is not afraid to just dump all their money, dude. Amazon's not afraid to just dump a huge budget on a show and then, not even promote it at all, dude. You ever notice that with Amazon? Out of nowhere, they'll put out some crazy high production show, and then it's out of nowhere, on season 4, and you're just like, how have I never ever seen a single commercial or plug or anything for this show that clearly has a giant budget and is on season 4 of Amazon, but I've never even heard of it, dude. Amazon be sneaky. I feel like Amazon doesn't even care, dude. They just dump money and they don't even care. I watched that Jack Reacher show. It's alright. It's not even alright. It's not good, dude. Season 2, that's why I started it, because I think I started it a long time ago. And I'm just like, ugh. Ooh, this is cheesy and over the top in all the wrong ways. You know what's annoying in that show is that, dude, they beat it to the ground with every joke or whatever comes back 39 times, dude. But you know what the most annoying part about Jack Reacher is that this Jack Reacher is the biggest, most shredded dude, I don't know his name, Blue Mountain State dude. But there's a recurring theme of Jack Reacher being in the most insane shape physically, but then still eating just cake and McDonald's. And they go out of the way to be like, hey Reacher, how can you eat that pie and cheeseburgers and still have a 39 pack? He's like, 'cause I'm Jack Reacher, bitch. He's just always eating like, or like, yeah, he just like has like a whole vending machine of just like chips and candy bars. And he's like, yeah, I love this stuff. I eat it all the time. It's like, oh, okay, Reacher. Okay, now you're reaching, dude. Over the top action, sure. Crazy, like, you know, cheesy lines, okay, whatever, dude. But you're gonna tell me that Jack Reacher's over here looking like a human tank, dude, and he's living off of like potato chips and pie? Are you out of your mind, dude? It's like a non-stop thing in that show of just like, Reacher, how can you sit there and eat all that mac and cheese and ribs and still look the way you do? 'Cause I'm Reacher. Nom, 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 nom. It's weird. It's very cheesy. It's very Cheeseville, dude. Cheez-Its. Yeah, not into it. Which is, you know, the Reacher movie, dude, the first Jack Reacher movie with Tom Cruise. I'll get behind that movie any day of the week, dude. That is a solid flick. And like, I feel like Reacher had the foundation, right? I think that was the biggest call out on that Jack Reacher movie. Is they're like, hey, you got something wrong about the main character, dude. He's supposed to be like this unstoppable, like the literal human impersonation of a unstoppable force. But you got Tom Cruise. Short Tom Cruise is the unstoppable force. Now don't get me wrong, Tom Cruise, total badass, dude, but I don't know if he fits into the category of like unstoppable. But that first Reacher movie is diggity dope. Not a big fan of the second one, Jack Reacher 2, Keep on Reaching. Jack Reacher 2, The Reach Around. Not big on that one. But other movies, or speaking of Amazon just dumping the money, and then sort of a remake or whatever. You guys also hear about that Mr. and Mrs. Smith coming on back? How old is Mr. and Mrs. Smith? I feel like that's one of those movies that might, you know, sneakily be old. Shall we look? I'm going to guess like mid-2000s? I'm going to guess like 2007. Let's see. But Amazon doing a remake and not the movie. I should have went with my first instinct, dude. 2005. I said mid-2000s and then I tried to change it with the 2007, but I should have stayed with the 05. Man, I nailed that one, sort of. But Amazon dumping the money on their Mr. and Mrs. Smith series, not a movie, series, so, but still the same founding premise, I think, of like they're both spies and they're both hanging out, and then they find out that they're spies, and then they hang out and fight spies. It looks okay. I mean, Childish Gambino and that lady. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is fine. Brad Pitt, Angelina. I remember it does have like legitimately some good action scenes. I remember there's a part in that movie where they're just like, there's a part in that movie when like they turn on each other and they're like, all right, we gotta take each other out, and they're just flipping. The oven turns into like a knife thing, and like, you know, she's in the bathroom and the mirrors all flip and they have like guns and stuff, and it's like all these hidden compartments, and it's like, okay. You're telling me you guys have been married for years in the same house. There's just mirrors and gadgets flipping on every surface of this house. And you're telling me that, like, not once when, like, you know, you gotta install this stuff, right? You gotta install this stuff at a certain point to have your mirrors flip and, like, the toilet turn over to a bazooka or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have a contractor come in and install this. And, like, at no point did he come in and, like, you know, I was gonna install your machine gun rack under the oven so it flips, But I noticed in your husband's bathroom, the toilet flips over to something. Like, did you know about that? Or like there's never a time when Brad Pitt decides to make dinner and he accidentally hits the crushed ice and it flips over to the Batmobile or something. You know what I mean? There's never been once where Angelina went out to get the lawnmower and discovered all his spy stuff. I remember that was the one part of the movie where I'm just I also haven't seen that movie in forever. I feel like the legacy of Bradgelina was stronger than that movie. It's crazy to think that movie is more like a watershed moment in history of when the great departure from Aniston to Jolie. And what a weird alternate universe where that never happened, where Brad Pitt was not seduced or maybe never even cast into Mr. and Mrs. Smith and stayed with Jennifer Aniston. But one of those things we'll never know until we check on the alternate universes. But speaking of remaking that thing that's not even that old, let's see if I can nail this one too, because I feel like it's got to be around the same time. Fuck it, let's just do 2005 again. Because have you guys heard of Mean Girls coming back? Dude, Mean Girls is getting a makeover or a remake. I'm right on the money, baby. Mean Girls was 2004. I told you, dude, mid-2000s. It's so weird to think that, when you say the mid-2000s, I don't really feel like the mid-2000s have a vibe or a feel, but clearly they do because, I'm nailing these movies. But yeah, Mean Girls. Mean Girls getting a remake, which I'm just 2004, I guess, dude. Technically, I guess we're going on 20 years. So I guess it's technically remake time? I guess when you hit that 20-year mark, it's just a free-for-all. And then it's weird, too, because it's confusing. It's is this a sequel remake? Is it a completely reimagining? Because there's a lot of common things, like Tina Fey, right? Wasn't Tina Fey, mainly in the first one? Well, she's writing this one, and I think she's in the movie, too. And I wonder if, Rachel McAdams will have I wonder if she'll come back. I know Tim Meadows is in it, which is another part that throws me off. It's why is Tim Meadows in this, dude? Is it a remake? Is it a remake sequel? Is it a prequel sequel? What are we doing, dude? Is it just a coincidence? Is he reprising his role? So many questions about a movie that I don't even care about, dude. About a movie that I'm pretty sure can't be good, dude. I feel like Mean Girls could, the original 04 could be released now and still be kind of culturally relevant, but is it so outdated that it needs a remake? I don't think so. I wonder if Lindsay Lohan will make a little appearance. It's been a while since I've seen Lindsay Lohan. When was the last time I saw Lindsay Lohan? I don't even know. For some reason, the only thing I can think of is Machete. The only thing I can think of is Machete for some reason, because I remember having a thought of oh, Lindsay, what happened? I remember watching that movie oh, Lindsay, no. What happened, Lindsay? Because she's in the movie barely. She's the president's daughter. And she's only in it just to have a weird three-way scene with Danny Trejo. And it's also Lindsay, what are you doing? You used to be you had your moment, man. And now you're just topless girl number 2 in Machete. Weird transition. But who knows? Maybe it'll be amazing. Maybe it'll be the best Mean Girls we've ever seen. But we won't know until we see it. But not a lot else on the list. We were able to squeeze out another one, made it all the way to the big 7-0, which puts us only 30 away from those triple digits. And thank you so much for sticking with us. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying all the way to the very, very end. Just know that if you made it to the very end of the pod, you are more than special to me, and I much appreciate it. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the old like and subscribe button, as it's much appreciated. I am your host, as always, Kyle McLemore, and we'll see you next time on the pod.